Hello, everybody, and welcome to our special webinar for all things Intersolar. So Intersolar for us was a really big event in the last couple of weeks, and we thought we would do a little overview of what we presented, just in case you missed it or in case you wanted to catch up on some of the stuff again. My name's Kyron. I work in our technical sales department here in our headquarters. Today, I'm joined with Sebastian. Basti, how are you today?
Hi, Kyron. I'm fine. Thanks. And you?
Super. I'm
Super.
well. I'm well, and ready to get into some of what we're going to do today. So, if you've been here before, it'll act a little bit different. We're going to go through some things quite quickly. It'll just be a short snapshot of all of the things we presented. We will try get through all of the questions you have, and so if you do have some questions, we'd love to hear them. We have a Q&A section down the bottom of your Zoom function, somewhere down here. If you have a question, please put it there. It'll allow Basti to read them while I'm presenting, and it'll
Yes.
allow me to read them while he's presenting, and we will either type the answers to you directly, or we will stop the presentation and answer them because we think they're useful for everybody. You should have also seen a quick poll that had popped up as well. We really appreciate your feedback with this because it just helps us know who we're talking to today. Hopefully we can make that information a little bit better or a little bit clearer because we know who those people are. I think that's probably about it from the introduction side. So, Basti, I think we maybe just jump into it. Can I
Yeah,
pass over to you for the presentation?
of course you can. But Kyron, we forgot one thing. I
Did we?
forgot to introduce myself.
Of
Also,
course.
hi everyone. My name is Sebastian. I'm the area sales manager in Switzerland for K2. And there's it again. Great. Okay, now let's jump in the presentation. So here we are. Does it work? Yes, we're here today to celebrate our highlights from the Intersolar 2024. And there are some key facts about K2. Like we installed in total 32 gigawatts of PV power. Our production is 75% sustainable. Our CO2 footprint, it's very low for the aluminum or for the alloy industry. Actually, it's 4.9 tons per ton of alloy. And we try to produce nearly everything in Europe, and in total, it's 85%. Now, we're here to have like a quick overview over our new connections for roofs, facades, ground mount systems, and carports. And I'll start with our new D-Dome 6.15 Express. I jump over here to Kyron, to the table, because there's a sample, a very big sample actually. Wow. Look at that. Um, it's like the D-Dome 6.10, but with a other dome, with a bigger dome. Here, I can show you like both domes in total. That's the for the 10-degree angle, that's for the 15-degree angle. And it's also plannable in base right now, but only in the Express version. In the like classic version and the LS version will come in the future. And another new thing are here the plates, because they are like in the old system, this was like one solid plate for both domes. And now they're like a little bit more flexible if you can, or if the module gets changed, if it gets a little bit longer or brighter, actually broader,
Wider.
brighter, yeah. You can here adjust the bigger dome. Yeah, and that's it about the new 6.15 dome system. Or do you have anything to add, Kyron?
No, other than the other versions will probably follow, I think, as well. So first we have the Express, and
Yeah,
as you said, the Classic and the LS will be options that shortly follow.
great. Then we'll jump right back in the presentation. And as I said, it's plannable in base at the moment, but just in the Express version. So if you want to plan it, take care that you choose the Express version. And then we have our new system. It's called the D-Dome 6.10 Lifted LS system. We'll jump right back to our table. It was or it is developed especially for foiled roofs with the company Sika. That's called a Sika anchor. Kyron, please help me. A Stockschraube,
A solar fastener.
a solid fastener. It's like almost the same as a solid fastener.
Solar fastener.
Solar fastener. I'm sorry. And the name suggested that it's like more or less our D-dome system, but when we turn it around, we see that it's like built on our single rail system here with the climber and what's ah, yeah, there you can see it. Yeah, with the climber, as I said, and with the normal dome systems, but as I said before, it's especially developed for foil roofs, and it's not actually a daily business thing, I think. And because the anchors, you really take care about the isolation under the foil roofs, because they're like the points where
Pressure.
all the pressure is, it's like very small, and you can't plan it in base actually. If you have requests, then please send us an email and we will manage it and plan it for you. But it's, yeah, as I said, it's not plannable in base right now with this system and this anchor. But if there's a foil roof, we can manage that in future very well.
Yeah.
Okay, Kyron.
So maybe just a few things we can maybe add to that as well. So Sika,
Yes.
for those of you who don't know, is a major roofing manufacturer as well. This Sika anchor is a product specifically from them. So it is a combination between K2 and one of the roofing manufacturers. But also it's, I think, important to mention that it will be possible with some of the other anchors that we have in the standard flat roof solution. So the Solmont and the CV Lundberg, which are also ones that you probably already know from the standard D-dome solution, they will be plannable as well. For any of the attendees today who are from the sort of Nordic region, Sweden specifically, the waterproofing guarantee has the 50 millimeter requirement for the rails as well. So with a system like this, it could be an option where you can get around, or you can now meet those requirements that are specified by this guarantee with the K2 system. But as Basti said, it will have quite a few anchor points as well. So there is going to be that comparison of cost and installation compared to this. But I think this will be a product that's released in a lot more detail over the coming months, and I'm sure we'll have a webinar following with a lot more detail on that. Super. Yes. So the other system we had, which was new, was the dome off trapezoidal, and we have a really nice sample over here. So Klaus, maybe we could just pop over here. So we have been selling something very similar to this for actually quite a few years now. However, it is now plannable, or it will be very shortly plannable in base. So up until now, it's always been something you would send back into us. We'd provide the static proof. But effectively, it is our dome system on trapezoidal roofing. So if you know the K2 range, the basic rail is our standard basic rail solution fixed with our basic clips. This is the same product we use for our flat roof system and our D-dome. So we can use the rail and the peaks that we use for the clamps exactly how we do it for the standard flat roof solution, but on trapezoidal sheeting. So some of the advantages of this, there's obviously going to be no ballast. All of the forces are fixed with this one has no screws. So maybe we just show this one here. The speed, the basic clip and the basic lock on as well. All of this information will be plannable and installable based on the base presentation. One important thing to know, what we have shown here is a module in portrait. This is just a sample because the modules are a little bit small and we need a certain distance. It will be a lot more similar to our D-dome solution in the sense that modules will always be in landscape, and you can then install it from that. Also, probably important note, this will be the classic version. So the Express version, the main advantage of that is it comes pre-assembled. It doesn't make much sense to have that here, as you have to install it in the trapezoidal sheeting anyway. So that was that part. And then what do we have up next, Dusty?
There's
body.
our new body. Kyron,
right.
Tell us something about the new body. What is that?
The body has been around for a little while, actually, and this is more of an update to the buddy system. So the sensors that we have been changed, can now be used with the LS system as well as the classic system as well. Installation is a little bit different as well. The products are changed a little bit, but how you do it in base is the same. So the key, probably the point about this is that this software and hardware that we have to measure the snow loads on the modules has now been extended for more situations. And this also then includes the guarantee that we have for the system. So if you do install one of these sensors, or two of these sensors, one of the systems as a whole, you do get the extension from a 12-year to a 20-year length of time for the guarantee. The app and the rest of it, app's very much the same as it did before. So I know we've already done some webinars on that, so we won't go into too much detail on this one. And we'll probably move on to the next product, which is our green roof system.
Yes.
Which we have maybe behind us, or maybe we can just show a picture quickly of the green roof vento. Klaus, could we just, super, yeah. So the green roof vento is a product that we've had internally for quite a while, actually. It's been a product that's been developed in the Swiss region, where the need for this has developed the product to what it is today. The rough idea is if you have a roof with this green plant life material underneath, you could put a D-dome on it. However, this will sacrifice the plant life that is there. So by raising it a little bit higher, we have an option now to maintain that plant life underneath. And also we have quite a few advantages of the ventilation of the system, also the options of how we install the system as well. Here you can see it's sort of more of an inverse D-dome, you would say. We call it a V shape because it's starting from this end, it's going from a V. But you could also put this gap closer together, and then it becomes more of an A-frame sided shape. And the single-sided is also possible. We have now a bit of a sample that is shown that we could probably just jump to. Sorry, I'm making our cameraman work, jumping from side to side. So, Basti, what we have here is it's very similar to the the ground-mounted systems that we have developed, a smaller ground-mounted system, I would say, where the products are a little bit different, but we're still using these rails up the top. So we do have, well, as this is already in base, that's an important point as well. This is already in base. We will have a webinar in 2 weeks, I think.
Yes.
A lot more detail. Are you doing that one as well? Actually?
I do that one as well, but just the German part.
Oh, just the German part. Yeah. Okay. So we'll be doing this webinar in a couple of weeks, where we go into it in a lot more detail. But one of the cool parts about this system is that we utilize the existing products on the roof. So with these PE plates that we have down the bottom, and we should probably specify these are just sample.
Yeah, that's just a sample size. I can bring the real PE plate. Give me just.
There's one over here, I think, Basti. But using these PE plates, we are able to utilize the weight that is already on the roof. So if you have a green roof or a gravel roof, you will have maybe 8 centimeters of gravel that is sitting on here. If we know that gravel density, we can use the weight of all of the material above it to hold down the system. So you may not need so much more ballast as what you think you would need by raising it up so much. And I think you've got one now here. Basti,
yeah, that's like the original size of the PE plates, because they're much smaller here in a sample, as you can see. And yeah, that's like 60 by 80 centimeters. That's the size of the plates. and you like screw the system in with the self-tapping metal screws
Yeah, I'm
over
not
there.
sure if we'll be able to see this, but if you know the K2 range and system, we have a special case. This is the screws that we have here. We have a special type of D-dome for the gravel and the green roofs already, which has this option, and we're utilizing exactly the same process as well. And I think we've already had a webinar on that, so we won't go too much into that detail and leave it all for you in a couple of weeks in the German one to go through that. Probably also a key point though, portrait and landscape.
Yes, exactly. And it's like totally flexible, as you said before. It's like A-frame, V-shaped, single pitched, and 10 degrees, 15 degrees. But you have a closer look to it as well later in our base program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so from then the flat roof side of things, that's pretty much all of the products we had to show, but we do have some of the products for the pitched roofs as well. So, Basti, maybe I'll just pass back to you for the
mini rail.
We have, yeah.
The mini rail.
I'll prepare this.
Okay.
I'll deassemble this, and maybe if you jump to the PowerPoint or the other products we have.
Then we have at first a closer look to our new K2 mini rail. In the PowerPoint, it's like basically the same as our in
normal.
No, it's our normal mini rail. It's just lifted. The other one was, I think, 2.5 centimeters in high. The new one is like 6 centimeters in high. I'll go again back to our sample table. Here we are. And I just put this aside. Here, this is the new mini rail. It's like it has the same canal as all our other systems, so you can use our normal middle and end clamps. You can install it as the normal mini rail, but there's why we developed it has like 2 key reasons. The first key reason is that the models get like better air, better ventilation, and they are or they will be like a little bit lower from the temperature. But the other main reason is the new
optimizers.
The new optimizers. They are a lot bigger. That's, I think, a Solar Edge. Yeah, that's the new Solar Edge, the 1200. And on the old mini rail, it would like be on the ground or in the trapezoidal thing, or maybe even in the water if it's raining. And on the new one, it's like, as you can see here, it's still in the air. It's protected from water and stuff like that. And we have also, but I think this one actually, we have longer in our program.
With
like
the
this,
plate? Yes,
with the stair plate.
Yeah.
You can buy that stair plate also from us, and that's like really easy just to put the optimizer in. You don't need to screw it.
Can I just show you maybe one more part of the stair plate?
Of course.
The installation process.
That's much easier.
And then
thank you.
Just due to, usually you'll be on the roof, and then just due to gravity, this stair plate holds it directly like that, because with the mini rail, which we have, is always running horizontally, and so the stair plate is secure that way. If you are concerned about any movement, you can put like an MK2 in the rail channel and stop it, but that's not something that's necessary.
Perfect.
Yeah. Probably maybe one more thing to add with the mini rail 60. So the only difference in terms of base that we have, it is not plannable with the Mini 5. But other than that, the rest is the same. Okay, so for the pitched roofs, actually we do have something that'll come a bit later. But I think we probably then move into our facade setup. So our wall PV is also something that we have had around for, I think, about 18 months now, and we're always releasing a little bit more and more. And so the latest iteration, or the latest fixing to the wall that we have, is with our facade system. And I'll grab the rail, Busty, so maybe you can
Okay.
just explain a little bit more about what it's for.
I'll jump in the presentation. Yeah, that's our like fourth facade system, actually.
Super.
Perfect. And it's with a new corporation. It's called Reißer Schraubentechnik. It's a German brand, and it's for damped, or it's like it fastens through like the insulation with the riser screw. We show them in a minute. And the key factor is that you don't have to remove the insulation from the wall. Our old system, there was like the insulation with the Silty console, for example, and you needed to like remove the insulation to put the wall PV system or the facade system on the wall. With this new development, but just for beton walls at the moment, you don't need to like remove the insulation from the wall. But we have like a closer look right now.
Yeah, super. So here I have a full-size piece of rail that we have, but I'll maybe move it over. And it is our multi-rail channel. It's just a lot longer version with perforations as well. So these will come preset. The rail will come in, I think, a 4.2 meter length, and the M10 or the roughly 13 mil holes are suitable for these.
For these riser screws.
For the screws. Yeah. So, and then as you were saying, Busty, for the Hilti console and the other products, super installation for the new builds, but for the existing builds,
yeah, it's very hard.
Yeah, and then this will be the solution for the new builds. Yeah, I'm not sure what you have there.
That's because for the installation of this rail system, it's like more or less pretty easy. At first, you put like one screw on top in a 90-degree angle to the rail, so like this, and one at the bottom, also like with a 90-degree angle. And then with every system, we have like this Schablone. That's Schablone? How can you say it? It's like
It's the first time I've heard that word. A spacer or a separator.
A separator, yeah. And that's a sample for a 3D printed sample. It should look like this in the future, more or less. And there you have like this 90-degree angle right there. And if you could, maybe I could do it like that. And this one actually, it's like a 15-degree angle because you need to screw them, or you need to like put a hole in the wall in a 15-degree angle with like this schablone here. And then the screws will stick like that, or Kyron prepared it over here. Like this and like that in the wall.
And so this just provides a little bit more structural nous, that's probably the wrong word, but a better structural fixation for that. I think you said the concrete. So the concrete wall, which is behind the insulated panel, or the ventilated insulation panels. I think what we should probably also add is, if you're interested in a product like this or any of the wall PV products, please send us an email. At the moment, we're looking mostly for industrial size projects, so anything 30K or over, 30 kV or over, sorry. And if you send us the project information, we are able to plan that internally. There is no tool as per base, for example, but that's something we are working on and will come out in the future as well. Okay, so
but it's not. It's actually, it won't look like base. It's a totally new program with totally new features, especially for the facade, because yeah, base is something different. Base is for roofs. And our new system will be for facades.
But a lot more will come out over the coming future as well. So in terms of our sort of, let's say, standard products, that was, I think, most of what we had to show as well. But we will also be providing a a bit more of a service, I would say, in the future. So for something like this, the idea will be you can plan it all yourself and install it all yourself in the future. However, we do have some larger scale projects that we are going to be helping out with in the future. So one of them is the carport setup. So for installation where, not installation, sorry, for projects where we have a carport over 35 spaces or so.
Put this
This
aside,
will be one
Karen.
option where we sort of offer some more project management support as well. We're a bit more involved in the system, but also with the NRAC or ground mounted system as well. So for the carport, Dusty, or was there a question that had come up?
I just really guess that this. You can keep
Okay,
talking.
so
I just read the question.
Yeah. So for the carport, we've got a little sample here, and I'll just move it back slowly. Perfect. We have the option of a double-sided system or a single-sided system. You can see a nice little sample that we have here. And by double and single, I mean what we have here left and right. And as I said, we'll be more involved in the project management side of things. So you have a design. We obviously need to know the snow and wind loads. Some information about the ground report also would be very, very beneficial. We have two versions of it. One where you see it a little quite like this, where the modules would act as the roof itself. So usually bifacial or frameless. Not necessarily frameless, but potentially modules whereby you have no roof underneath. This is one option. One probably important point for that as well is that for these systems, the guttering is a little bit different. So the rain is not entirely it's not entirely waterproof, but you will obviously shelter most of the rain. The other option is with a trapezoidal sheeting underneath. So it's more of a roof with the modules put on top of it as well. What we should probably also note as well is that, as I said, 35 car spaces or more. So if this is something you see and you think, oh, I want to put that at my house, that's not the product that we're kind of looking for here. But maybe we have some solutions for our normal standard roofing that we could sort of implement in that as well. Another important point is that initially we're designing it for specific wind and snow situations as well. So from snow loads of 1.1 kilonewtons, which is we're a German company, so which is kind of northern Germany centered is where this was sort of based for. So if you're in sort of Scandinavia, it might not be suitable. However, if you do have the snow loads that meet the requirements, it'd be something that would be very interesting to get involved in. And then the other one was the NRAC. So maybe I can pass back to you then, Basti.
Of course. The NRAC system, I'm just looking for the sample actually. Oh yes, there it is. So the NRAC system, it's as you can see here, it's for 3 models in portrait for 15 degree or for 2 models in portrait for 20 degree. You can like put it on a concrete foundation, you can like ram it on the ground, or you can screw them in as well. So we have 3 different possibilities. Oops, I just go back to the presentation. I'm really sorry. And it combines like the advantages of a steel foundation with our bewerten, like with our alloy system. It combines like the best of both worlds, more or less. And now we can have like a closer look on the NRAC system in a very, very small scale actually. For the concrete mounting, it's like this, like more or less stair plate. You fix it with a 10 by 80, 70, 80 multi-monty screw, and then like that's the beam where it is on it. That's like the base rail, and this is our cross rail, and you always need to fix it with 2 climbers on both sides. They have like here and here a canal. And if you have any like free land projects, please feel free. Um, by a size, how big should it be, Karen?
So there's probably two ways that we're looking to sell it. One of them is in a modular case, which will be stock products that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And so for, let's say, backyard projects, maybe you have a couple of hundred square meters in your backyard. That's probably maybe too much, maybe 10 by something. You want to put one or two tables in. We will direct you to a wholesaler, and you'll be able to buy most of the products or all of the products just directly from them. For projects over 700 kV, what we will be offering is this project management side of things, whereby we can optimize the products, provide a little more detail as to the ramming posts. So that's the other thing you mentioned. And so with information such as the soil report, we can find the optimal length between the NRACs or the feet that we have here. And this will then reduce the costs and hopefully the installation time will be reduced as well, because the rails will be optimized and the distance between those feet will be optimized as well. So it depends a little bit about the size of the project, but if you are interested and want more, a lot of the information is on the website, and we have I'm very excited about it. Actually, we have for the first time a form you can fill out on our website that will go directly to the team responsible. And so there is no checklist for it. You can just fill in the project information you have, and we will get in touch with you for that. All of the information, I don't know if we went through the exact numbers which were here, but if you have worked with K2 before, we have actually sold NRACs in the past as well. This was more of a project per project thing, where every time we would create a new product and we would help out in a very specific situation. This differs a little bit to what we have done in the past, whereby we have 3 or 4 options now. 4 if you include the fact you can build them like this or like this, so double-sided or single-sided. And with this, we can provide those costing and the bill of materials in a much, much faster way. However, obviously, it's a limited variation between the products. So I think then that's probably about it for the most of the physical stuff we had. If we just jump back to our presentation, we also presented quite a few things about our digital space. So hopefully you know a little bit about K2 already, and you know K2 Base is a very in-depth tool that allows you to do a number of things. But over the last couple of years, the K2 ecosystem, I usually refer to as the DigiSpace, but the ecosystem is a great word as well, has been expanding into different regions. This includes the Buddy, the Docu app, price estimator as well. And so we have been optimizing and expanding some of that as well, including some really cool new base features, which have been a long time asked for and actually a long time implemented as well. So to show some of them, Basti, I might pass back over to you.
Thank you, Karen. So at first, our new K2, like the image upload, that helps you on stuff like we plan our basis uses Google Maps, and if there isn't the house that you want to plan on, you have the opportunity to upload like a drone picture on your own, or which you took to our K2 base, and you can plan on that drone picture, for example. I will show you how that works right now. Just give me a moment. Yes, of course, we want to save this. It works like that. Just press on new project. I have here like a project in Switzerland. It's called, the address is Beraustraße 71. Then click on next. Then you have to choose the terrain category. Most of the time, we collect towns or open fields. Then I need to make it a little bit smaller because there was not the opportunity to go on the next page. And then you need to click here on this icon, and then it's called upload or a satellite image. There you can select the file via drag and drop, or you can also like put it here on your home screen, drag it and drop it in. That works as well. Or you go in the picture files like that, and then there is the new file. Then just click on upload, and then you have the comparison. Like, this is our Google picture and this is the new one. And as you can see, like here, for example, if you want to plan on that roof, there you have like the almost done roof. You can plan on it. There you have like some, I don't know, air condition or some water drains. There you have windows, and you can like plan better on this than on like that. And it works like this. You need to put these two on here, for example, and on here. That measures like the pixels in the image, and from that it gives you like the correct length, so that both pictures are like on the same length, more or less, and that the like comparison to the model size and everything works. And you need to put them like here and there on the corners, and this one as well. And if that is done, you just need to click here on select. Here you can, like, if you want to have it very bright in here, the opacity, you can like turn it more or less. And then you just need to click on next. And from now, as you can see, here's a big difference in both of them. And now you can plan on your own picture, which you take via drone or via handy or via anything. Yeah, exactly. And that helps you, like if the project isn't finished on Google Maps, but you have pictures from the roof or stuff like that, you can put it in and you can plan on it. And yeah, that's sometimes very helpful.
Maybe just one thing we can add to that,
Yes.
Rusty. So at the moment, the upload is possible as I think all picture files, so JPEG or PNG file, for
Yes.
example. Obviously, though, if you have architectural drawings or building drawings, these are something that usually come in PDF. This is something we do know about, and we're working to implement as well, but it may just take a little bit of time.
Yeah, but you can help yourself. You can just take a screenshot from it and you can save it as a PNG or JPEG file. And then that's like the same, you can upload it, or you can upload that then as well from a screenshot, for example.
Easy workaround.
Yeah. Easy workaround. Yes, exactly. So that was our new image upload tool. Then
maybe we show some of the other features.
Yeah, exactly. Just give me a
moment.
I just go back to our dashboard. I don't save this one actually, because here we have a closer look to our new systems in base, which we showed you.
Physical products.
We showed you the physical products before. Exactly, Kyron. Thank you very much. And let's start with our new DDOM 6.15. We already planned it before, so that we have it like a little bit easier here. We just click through, and you need to select a flat roof. That's important. And then here you have the choice between like our old systems and here the new DDOM 6.15. The S-Dome, it's in base actually for long now, but new is, as we said it before, the D6.15. If you selected it, then you can like put it on your roof as you know before. And what's also new, and this is, I think, a very, very great tool, our like thermatical space, which we need for the Ausdehnung,
The expansion and
for the
contraction of rails, which occur
yes,
with the change of heat. Yeah.
yes, exactly. Here you have the opportunity to change them very fast. Like in this example, it's could be more or less looking better if it's in the middle. And in the past, you needed to do this manually, but now you can just click, for example, on this button, and now it's middled out. And yeah, that's also great and an easy way to do the thematic expansion in our base system. Kyron, do you want to do? Nah, I do the mini rail because I'm in front of the PC. There we have our new mini rail system. We plan it on a trapezoidal roof, as we said before, and you can choose them here in the result section. There's our old mini roof, the 2.5 centimeter high mini rail, and there you have also the opportunity to choose the 6 centimeter high mini rail. Yeah, but it's like the same planning as the mini rail before.
And I think that's probably an important point to know. Some of the systems that we have shown today are totally new, totally different to what we had before. But this one, we're more incorporating it as a mini rail product, which we now have the option of the standard mini rail or the 60 as well. So just be aware of that if you're looking for it on the design page. It is just under the standard mini rail, and then you select that later.
Exactly, Karen. Thank you. So, the next system, which we showed before, is the green roof system. As you also need to select a flat roof, then it has to be a gravel roof or the green roof. There you can also add stuff like the dumping height or the specific weight for the substrate. Normally, we say for gravel, it's like 1,600 kilogram per square, no, not per square meter, per cubic meter, right? Thank you. And 900 kilogram per cubic meter for substrate. But that's just for the base planning, for the first planning. Normally, you need to like measure it so that it's accurate and that all, and the system is also accurate, like ballastiert.
Correctly ballasted. But I think we really need to stress that actually, Basti, because this acts as our ballast.
Yeah.
So if you have made an assumption about it and this assumption is wrong, this could be very dangerous in the future. So if you have assumed something and then you go and change the product, please recalculate the system before doing the installation. It's really important.
Yes, that's just like two numbers which we use, but just for the first planning. Really, it's like the basic planning that you can give your customer like a price, or that we can give you like a price for this whole thing. But you need to, before you build it, you really need to check that again. As we said before, the green roof systems, you have three options, like this A shape. It's like this, tops together, or this V shape. Like then the tops are going down, more or less. And you can also build them in a single shaped version, and that's like they're all like directed to the south, for example. And the module inclination you can also choose. It's like 10 degrees or it's 15 degrees. The whole system stays the same. For the 15-degree inclination green roof, there's just a longer beam. And normally all the products are the same and they will be the same. So it's very easy to put them on your lager, in your warehouse, for example, because like there's not much product depth in articles. And here you can also choose the model orientation. You can choose like portrait or you can choose landscape. And what is a very, very cool feature, You can also choose the clamping position. Some models say you need to make them in a quarter. Some models say you need to clamp them in a fifth, for example. And here you're totally flexible where you can or where you clamp your models. And that's a very cool feature and a very good USP from our new green roof system. And that's what we saw before. And I think now we can go back to Kyron for our more last
potentially. So
sample.
the last product that we have as well, and this is also in base, so we'll jump to that shortly, is a tile replacement system. So there's a company, Otto Lehmann, it's a German company as well, so it might not be as well known outside the German-speaking region, but it's effectively a tile replacement, which has an inbuilt hook, shall we say. So it's a metal tile replacement, and then it has a hook that is fastened onto the tile or manufactured as part of the tile. Maybe we can put them together.
Yeah.
Dusty? Yeah.
But that's unfortunately not the right. No.
We have a different tile as well.
No, it's like this. But that's not exactly the right plate. But now you can have vorstellen, you can.
Yeah, but you have an idea of how it will
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. So for this specific,
it's like this. So now it's better.
Yeah. And so for obviously different tile types, you need different products. So it's not going to be suitable in all cases, but the one of the advantages or the real key points about this product is you have to do no milling on the tile. So all of that installation process, which is taking the tile off, measuring where to cut it, is taken away, and you can use this tile replacement. There is a bit of a different installation process as well. However, I think this information's on our website and definitely on their website, the Otto Lehmann company. And another important point here is we have the solid rail. So if you know the solid rail with the channel underneath, there is a product for that. And we also have over here one with the single rail. So here the products on the sort of fixing is kind of looks like it's on the bottom as well, but due to the L profile that's here, the rail is going to be running the same way. So here, you're probably obviously going to move it a little bit higher. However, a key point about that there is you do have some flexibility in here as well. So if you do have an older roof that is uneven somewhat, you can have a bit of play and wiggle room there. So this is quite a good product, and that we have the sense of this installation process can be changed. And it is actually something that we've been working with some other companies as well. So I would be very surprised if you don't see a combination with some other companies in the future as well, because the idea is really quite practical. It is also in base, so maybe
yes,
I'll just jump over and show it with that. So this is the same project that we had before, just a different roof. So we have a tile roof now. We would plan it as the same way we would plan any other system that we had. So in this case, we have the single rail system. So if I move forward into the results, I should have all of my single rail set products. And here we have then the one more product, which is the tile replacement as well. So the solid rail acts exactly the same. You'll just have this option here, and you get all of the information as you would with any other roof hook that we have. And so that was most of the, or almost all of the brand new features that we had. We have one that's been in base for now a little while, and we'd just like to point it out here as well. And this is the web shop connection. So for a few months, I think now on base, when you get to the summary page, you should see this little button down the bottom. And this is a really easy way to bring or finish your base project. You've got all your components, and you can now take it to the web shop directly without having to do the process from before, which was download your Excel. You can go directly. So you'll see here a range of wholesalers that we have. We're always looking to add more. So maybe yours will be available in the future as well. But what's really important is that you put these in manually. So you probably know who you're working with, and so you only need one company. Or if you're a wholesaler, you only want to be the one company that is shown. Here we just have an example, but what I wanted to do is show you how to change that. So I'm in base, I've got my project. I want to go to my company profile in the MyK2 dashboard. So this is our webinar profile, and you should see now a product here, or a tab here with the Web Shop Connect. And from here, you can select a specific country or a range of countries. So you know if you are working with, or if you're working in Sweden, for example. At the moment, we have Kranich, Momoto, and Rexel as a connection between the two web shops as well. So you just toggle it on and off, and then whenever you've changed the toggle here, it's usually pretty automatic as well. You will see this connection here. Depending on the account you have, it may determine, no, sorry, I'll say it a little bit differently. Some of the accounts that are here are linked from your base profile to your customer profile. So for example, with Kranich, this is just something to be careful with. Your base email login has to be the same as your Kranich email login. I don't have a Kranich account, so I can't log into this one. But for example, what it looks like, if we click on one of our French distributors, we can just sort of quickly jump to their page, and all of the products are shown there directly. All right, you see all the products that we have pulled straight from base into here. Another important point as well to know is some of the articles are missing. In this case, these products are really new. We've just released them quite quickly. So not all of them may be in, or maybe some of them are not yet in their warehouse and their system. But this will obviously, as the products have been there a little bit longer, will get shortened as well. So out of all of the products or all of the base features that we have, this was pretty much it. There was a bit of a teaser as well that was shown at the Intersolar, and we'll just jump through. And this was a sharing function as well. So if you've been using Base before, you probably already know you can access other people's projects within your company. So everyone has the company account and you can work on projects together. What we're looking to do, and this should be implemented quite soon, or we're in the final stages of development, is a sharing function. So you no longer have to download a project and then send it to somebody else outside that company. So the finer details, I think, are pretty much set. There will be like an email share function, but also a link share function. So you just pretty much put in an email address or an account and who you would like to share it with. And you can also, or you also have a little bit of control about those projects, and you can give them viewing access or you can give them editing access as well. So keep an eye out for that. It should be it should make hopefully your lives easier, but also our lives easier as well, because you can just send us the projects directly and say, hey, this is the one I'm dealing with. If you're talking to Basti or myself potentially, we can look at those projects straight away. So out of our presentation, that was all of what we had today. We haven't had any questions actually, Basti, which I think is then a good sign or a bad sign. Everyone has learned a lot, or they've.
I hope so. I hope so. But if you have any questions, please feel free to ask us.
Yeah. Like
in the chat of our F&A section, if there's anything you're still interested in.
Yeah. So I think that's probably a good. I'm just looking to see the questions now, but a good way to begin to wrap up. We're getting close to an hour. We will hang around for a little while in case those questions do come up. Feel free to quickly type them. We will type answers back. If you have any questions, obviously in the future, we will be get back to you as soon as possible. So just the info at k2-systems.com is a great way to get in touch with any of us. Okay, so no questions, which is great. Then in the next couple of weeks, we have some few more webinars coming up as well. So next week, we have a break, actually. No webinar next week. But the following week, we will have this Green Roof Vento webinar, which I'm quite excited about, actually.
Me too. Me too.
Good. Hand on K2 heart.
Yeah.
That's good to see. Because we're going through all of the stuff we spoke about today in a lot more detail. And so where it's come from, the advantages, how it can be installed as well. We go through all of that in a lot of detail. I think we've put the link in the chat.
Yes.
Wonderful. And then I think we're pretty much done. So, Basti, thanks for today. It's actually been great. This is our first webinar together.
Thank you, Karen, for the invitation.
I think we've done a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Thank you, as the attendees. We appreciate your time. If you have just a second longer, please fill out our survey that has just popped up. Hopefully, gives us a bit of feedback about how we did today, and hopefully we can help you next time. Klaus, who runs the show, he deserves a thanks as well. We've seen a question has popped up, so we'll hang around and answer that. But other than that, I think we're finished. Thank you, and hopefully see you again next time.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and see you again next time. Have a good day.